Hello scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back today with another December daily layout. For this layout, I am working on day number 17 and I had a ton of photos for this day and I wanted to use all of them. I think I actually end up not using every single one that I print off, but I don't know, maybe I do use all of them. So my idea was to use the paper that is to the left, and I have this photo of Brennan. So I'm thinking I'm going to do just that photo of Brennan on that side with this little stencil. And I was thinking I would use this green Dazzlers, I think is what it is. It's called Jelly Bean Green Dazzlers from Shimmers. But then as I was about to put it down, I was thinking about how snowflakes aren't green. So I decided to change it up and to use foiled again, which is a silver Dazzlers. And I got both of these from the Spiegelmom Scraps store, which I will try to remember to leave a link below so that you can easily find the products that I use. Okay, so what I'm doing is I am just going to use this little stencil that I created. All I did to make the stencil was use white cardstock from Close to My Heart, and I'm just putting down the Dazzlers, and it has kind of hardened over time because I've done a couple different layers of Dazzlers on this piece of paper. So if you don't have the right materials to make your own stencils, you can just use normal paper. Okay, and now I'm going to step away and I am going to let this dry. Here I'm just cleaning off the paper and putting the excess back into the jar. Okay, so now I have come back and it is later in the day. It might actually be the next day. And I realized that I actually had the paper upside down, and so I had to turn it around, which it still worked out just fine this way. I am going to glue these two pages together. So this is going to be day number 16 and 17 glued together. And the reason I do that is just because I want the pages to be connected kind of like in a page protector, but without having them be in a page protector, if that makes sense. I had this cute red washi tape and it just says Happy Holidays, and I'm going to put that down there on the bottom and then the top as well. As you can see, there was still, I left the branding strip on that top part, and so the washi tape was just a way for me to cover that up. Okay, so at this point I have decided to use two different photos on that left hand side spread, and I'm also thinking about putting my number over there. Here I am going to cut down this photo, and this is my middle son Brennan and my youngest Tinian, and this day it snowed a ton, and well, actually, I guess it was the day before that it had snowed a ton. And so Brennan and Tinian wanted to go outside and play in the snow. I also had a couple pictures to the right there. That one that I'm putting in the pocket now is Tinian getting ready to go outside. It is a process. If you have ever lived in snow or visited a place where it snows, you know that it's a process. And so he had to put on like 3 layers just to go outside so that he would stay warm because it was freezing. It was below freezing outside. Okay, so here I am going to work on that left hand page. This photo right here that I am working with is a photo of Hannah Lemieux and her husband. Every Friday night, Hannah and I FaceTime. It has become something that we look forward to, and we really enjoy doing it. We haven't been able to do it for about a week now, maybe a little bit over a week, because she's had family visiting, and so it's been really sad. So it's been a couple weeks I think this is actually the second Friday that we haven't been able to do it, and I'm so sad because normally we get to do it every week. We get to talk and scrap, and it's tons of fun. If you don't have a scrappy friend that you FaceTime with, you need to find one because it's really fun. She encourages me to get all of my design team assignments done and everything. So here you can see I've matted both of those photos on to some green paper, and then I also, let's see, I'm matting it onto this, the paper in person. It is actually a red and beige color, kind of off-whitish color, but it doesn't look that way on the video. I don't know if you can see that. Here I am putting the pot dots behind the number 17, and now I'm gonna glue the mat down. That other photo that I have there is Brennan. He lost a tooth that morning. He is 10 years old and he is still losing teeth, which seems so weird to me. I feel like when I was younger, I had finished losing teeth by the time I was 10, but my kids seem to be late teeth losers. Here I just use some of my bamboo leaf from Shimmer's Paints, and that is a spray mist that I got from Spiegel Mom's Scraps store as well. I'm also going to put down a few little sticker embellishments and above the photos and then also below the photos. And I'm going to put down some enamel dots as well. And these I think are from Simple Stories, and I think it's their DIY Christmas line that came out a few years ago. So here I have this little sticker that says Friends on it. I didn't want it to be a huge long thing, so I decided to cut the ends off of it. And I kind of mess around with that for a while. Here I'm trying to write out the word FaceTime, but it's not going to work out. So I start to write it and my pen just wasn't working. So I'm going to cover it up with the Friends sticker, and then I'm also going to use one of these DIY Christmas brads from Simple Stories. I think this is Simple Stories. And when I use brads, I don't since I already glued it down, I couldn't poke it through. So I am actually just going to cut the little, I don't even know, the metal pieces off, and I'm going to put a pop dot on the back of it and then glue it down to the page like that. Okay, so now I am going to move on to that right side of the page. So I pull out a couple different pieces of paper here, and I'm not really sure where I want to go with this. One of the things that I have found with these pocket pages is that they are a little bit bigger than 4x4, and it bothers me to no end. I think I've said that before on a video earlier, because I have pictures that I'm printing them off as 4x6s and then wanting to cut them down to 4x4s, but there's a little teeny tiny sliver. It's seriously such a small part that doesn't, like, you can see through. If I put another piece of pattern paper, you can see the pattern paper, and sometimes I don't want that coming behind the photo. So it's just kind of frustrating that I have to cover up just a teeny tiny sliver. So here I'm just cutting up little a journaling mat, and then I'm going to do just a little tiny mat for this photo. This is a photo of Brennan and Tinian playing outside, and Brennan is being super silly. Brennan is my weird kid. Don't we all just have one of those kids that you're like, what? How did you come to be? Like, I'm not that weird, am I? My husband will tell you that I am that weird. I'm sure Hannah would tell you that too. I know I am weird. But you know what I mean. I'm just saying he's one of those kids that makes you scratch your head and just be like, really? So in this photo, I thought it was super funny that Brennan has this big, long block of ice or snow, and he's like licking it, and Tinian is just kind of going, ta-da! Like, I think in the rest of the photo that I just ended up cutting off because it really wasn't that big of a deal, there's like this mound of snow, and it's supposed to be a snowman, but the snow that day was really fluffy, and so it was hard for the kids to make a snowman, so they just made big mounds of snow, which was really funny. The snow this year hasn't really been very friendly for making snowmen, which is super sad because we really like making snowmen together. And I have actually had friends that have made snowmen, and they must be just really good because I'm like, this snow is not packing together. It's not staying together. I don't know how they did it. But anyway, here I'm just doing my journaling, which just says, Brennan lost his tooth in the morning. It was painful. Sad face. He hates me pulling his teeth out, but if I don't pull it out, he's going to whine all the rest of the day. So I just pull it out, and it takes 2 seconds, and then the pain is over. But Brennan doesn't like that. I go on to write, Brennan and Tinny played in the snow for at least an hour. They love it. We watched a movie called Snow Time on Netflix. It was super cute. Definitely a new favorite movie. So that little card that's up there at the top that I'm going to be working on right now, that is actually the title for the movie that we watched, and it actually isn't a Christmas movie, but Mark and I were looking on Netflix for a movie that we could watch together.
I wish I could.
Whoops.
But Netflix hasn't set that up with me yet.
Sorry, apparently I hit my phone. Yeah, Mark and I were just looking through Netflix, and we found this one called Snow Time, and it's just this cute little animated show, and it's about these friends who are on Christmas break, and they're trying to find something to do, so they come up with this little war that they do. It ends up being kind of sad. Brennan bawled his eyes out. I felt kind of bad, but it was still a really, really cute movie, and I really like it. So I just wrote family movie underneath the little picture there. And now I'm working on this photo. I don't know if you can even tell, but it is a picture of a snow angel. Tinian loves to make snow angels. So I took a picture of his snow angel, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to write out the word angel because I wanted it to be in green, but I didn't have an A or an E for the word angel. So here I'm just kind of looking through all of my like my alphas and all my stickers and everything, trying to see if maybe I could piece together the word angel from other stickers and things, and it's not going to work. So here I found my green stickers, and I am just going to make an A out of a V and an E out of an F, and then I'm just going to draw in the rest of the letter with my white pen. And the white pen that I use, let's see if I can find it. I think it's just a Tim Holtz pen. Yeah, it's a Ranger white opaque pen. And it's an okay pen. It's not my favorite white, but I don't know. What white pens do you guys use? Because I am open to suggestions. This white pen doesn't work all the time. Sometimes it takes a while for it to actually start working, which is really bothersome. So here I'm just piecing together those two words at the very bottom of that picture, and that one actually is big enough to just fit into the pocket, so I don't have to worry about putting a mat behind it. And I think the one above it, I don't end up putting a mat behind it either. I think I'm just going to leave it. So then my very last photo that I have, I took a photo of the temperature outside, which at 9:30 in the morning, it was -8 degrees. Holy hell, you guys. It has been so super cold. I'm used to it being cold, but it's like it has been so awful this year. I don't know why. But so I just write out next to it, -8 at 9:30 a.m. Brr, so cold. And that's just, I wrote it out because I wasn't sure if you'd be able to see it very easily when you're flipping through the album. So that is it. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope that you guys are having a great weekend and Happy New Year. Bye!